Hustlers University by Andrew Tate. Summary and analysis by Brevreds. The path to wealth, it all starts in your head. Success doesn't start with having millions in your bank account, it begins with what's going on in your head. Think about it. Every millionaire out there didn't start rich. They started with an idea, some drive, and a whole lot of belief in themselves. Now, this isn't just about positive thinking, though believing you can succeed is crucial. It's about getting rid of the excuses, the laziness, and that little voice in your head that says, I can't do it. Lesson 1. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Here's the thing, there's never going to be a perfect time to start chasing success. You might think, oh, I'll wait until I have more money, or I'll wait until I have more free time. But waiting gets you nowhere. Successful people jump in, even when they feel unprepared. They know it's better to be in the game than sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the stars to align. They learn on the go. Picture this. You're a kid standing at the edge of the pool, too scared to jump in because the water's cold. Meanwhile, the kids already in the pool are having a blast, splashing around and enjoying themselves. The same thing happens in business and life. The ones who jump in and start acting, even when it feels uncomfortable, are the ones who succeed. So, next time you catch yourself waiting for that perfect time to start something, whether it's a business, a new habit, or a project, remind yourself that waiting only keeps you dry and boring on the edge of the pool. Jump in. You'll figure out how to swim along the way. Think like a boss, even if you're not one yet. What sets successful people apart is how they think. This isn't about being smarter or luckier than everyone else. It's about learning to think like a boss, even if you're not technically a boss yet. You could be flipping burgers at a fast food joint, working part-time at a store, or just starting out in your career. It doesn't matter. It's the mindset that counts. Lesson 2. Own your time. One thing that makes bosses different from employees is how they value their time. Ever hear someone say, time is money? It's not just a catchy phrase, it's real. If you spend hours doing things that don't move you closer to your goals, that's like throwing money in the trash. Think of every hour of your day as something you own. Are you spending it wisely or wasting it? Let's say you spend 3 hours every night binge watching your favorite show. Sure, it's fun, but what did you actually get out of those hours? Did it help you get closer to your dream life? Probably not. Now, imagine if you spent just one of those hours learning something new, working on a side hustle, or thinking of ways to earn more money. You don't have to quit fun cold turkey, but balance is key. To start thinking like a boss, you have to treat your time like it's the most valuable thing you own. Start asking yourself, is what I'm doing right now helping me get closer to my goals? The power of networking, it's who you know. You've probably heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And while having skills is definitely important, the people you surround yourself with can be just as valuable. Networking isn't just some corporate buzzword. It's one of the most powerful tools in business. The connections you make can open doors you didn't even know existed. Lesson 3. Build real relationships, not just contacts. Networking doesn't mean collecting as many phone numbers or social media followers as possible. It's about building real, meaningful relationships with people who can help you grow and who you can help in return. Think of it like this. Would you rather have 100 acquaintances who barely know you, or 10 solid connections who would go out of their way to support you? Start by identifying people who inspire you, or who are successful in areas you're interested in. Get to know them, offer to help them when you can, and be genuine. The more authentic your relationships, the more likely these people will think of you when opportunities come up. Funny story. There's a story about a guy who went to a networking event and handed out business cards like they were candy. He barely talked to anyone, just threw cards in people's faces and hoped for the best. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. People crumpled his cards and forgot about him before the night was over. Then there was another guy, who spent the whole night just having real conversations with 3 or 4 people. He didn't even hand out a single card. The next day, one of those people called him to offer a business deal. Why? Because the guy actually connected with them. He wasn't just handing out paper. Action over ideas. Stop talking, start doing. There's no shortage of good ideas in the world. Everyone's got that $1 million idea they talk about with their friends. But you know what? Most of those ideas never go anywhere because people don't act on them. The difference between a dreamer and a doer is simple: action. Lesson 4, do the thing. Whatever it is you've been thinking about starting, stop overthinking it. The more you talk about it and plan, the more you psych yourself out. Doers don't wait until they have the perfect plan, they get started and figure it out along the way. Sure, you might stumble, and things won't always go as planned, but that's where you learn. There's a story about a guy who had this brilliant idea for an app. He told all his friends about it and even made a fancy business plan. But months went by, and he still hadn't done anything to make the app real. Meanwhile, someone else with a similar idea launched their app and made millions. Why? Because the second guy didn't waste time talking, he just did it. So if you've been sitting on an idea, stop sitting. Start taking steps to make it happen, even if those steps are small. You can always tweak things later, but nothing happens until you take action. Failure is your best friend. No one likes to fail, but here's the thing: failure is one of the best teachers you'll ever have. Every time you mess up, you learn something valuable. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. Lesson 5, don't be afraid to fail. The most successful people out there have failed more times than you've probably even tried. What sets them apart is that they didn't let failure stop them, they used it to get better. So the next time you fail, don't take it personally. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Then use that lesson to come back stronger. There's a famous story about Thomas Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times before he finally got it right. When people asked him how he felt about failing so much, he didn't even call them failures. He said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." Now that's the kind of mindset that leads to greatness. Know your value, don't settle for less. One of the biggest mistakes people make in business and life is underestimating their own value. They settle for less than they deserve because they're afraid to ask for more. But here's the thing: if you don't know your own worth, no one else will either. Lesson 6. Charge what you're worth. Whether you're selling a product, offering a service, or even negotiating your salary, don't be afraid to ask for what you're worth. If you're providing value, people will pay for it. The problem is, too many people are afraid to charge high prices because they think no one will pay. But in reality, the more confident you are in your value, the more others will see it too. Focus like a laser, not a flashlight. Here's something you've probably noticed: successful people don't try to do everything at once. Instead, they lock in on a single goal and give it everything they've got. Think about it: if you shine a flashlight, it spreads light all over the place, but none of it is particularly strong. Now, compare that to a laser beam. It's focused, powerful, and can cut through metal. That's the kind of focus you need if you want to succeed. Lesson 7. Stop chasing every shiny thing. It's tempting to try and chase every new opportunity that pops up. You might hear about one friend making money in real estate, another starting a YouTube channel, and someone else getting rich with an online store. Suddenly you want to do all three. But here's the deal: if you split your attention between too many things, none of them will succeed. You'll end up with a bunch of half-finished projects that never took off. Instead, pick one thing and go all in. Think of yourself like a bulldozer. If you keep changing direction, you'll never get anywhere. But if you push forward with a single goal in mind, nothing can stop you. Funny story. There's a guy who spent 2 years jumping from one business idea to the next. First, he wanted to start a coffee shop. Then, he wanted to become a real estate agent. Next, he decided he'd sell custom t-shirts online. After 2 years, he had a dozen half-started projects, and no money. Meanwhile, his friend stuck with one idea: building a food truck business. The food truck guy kept grinding, day after day, while Mr. Shiny Object was still bouncing around. Now, the food truck guy has a chain of trucks and is raking in cash. Moral of the story? Focus beats being all over the place, every time. Learn from your competition but never imitate. In business, competition is unavoidable. But here's the secret: competition isn't something to fear, it's something to study. Your competitors can show you what works, what doesn't, and where the gaps in the market are. But don't just copy them. If you're doing exactly what everyone else is doing, you'll just blend in with the crowd. You need to stand out. Lesson 8, be different, not better. Too many people focus on trying to be better than their competition. But better is subjective. What's better for one person might not be better for someone else. Instead, focus on being different. Find your unique angle, something that sets you apart. Take fast food, for example. There are tons of burger joints out there, right? But each one is a little different. McDonald's is fast and cheap, Shake Shack is more gourmet, and In-N-Out has that secret menu vibe. They're all serving the same basic thing, burgers, but they've found ways to make themselves stand out. That's what you need to do in business. Find out what makes you unique. Maybe it's your customer service, your product quality, or the story behind your brand. Whatever it is, lean into it. Funny story. A guy opened a pizza place in a neighborhood that already had 3 other pizza joints. Everyone told him he was crazy. But instead of trying to be better, he decided to be different. He made giant, oversized pizzas that were way bigger than anything his competitors offered. People started talking about his massive pies, and soon, he was getting lines out the door. The other pizza places were still good, but this guy stood out because no one else was doing giant pizzas. Different won the day. Use the internet as your playground. We live in a time where you can build an empire without leaving your couch. Thanks to the internet, anyone can create a business, grow an audience, and make money online. But here's the catch. Most people are just consumers. They scroll through social media, watch funny videos, and like a few posts. If you want to succeed, you need to flip that switch and become a creator. Lesson 9. Don't just consume, create. It's easy to get lost in the endless cycle of scrolling. 1 minute you're checking Instagram, the next thing you know, 2 hours have flown by. And all you've got to show for it is a list of memes you've liked. But the real money is in creating content, not just consuming it. Look at YouTubers, TikTok stars, or even people selling products on Etsy. They're not sitting around liking posts, they're making things. And they're getting paid for it. The internet is full of opportunities, but you have to shift from being a consumer to a creator if you want to take advantage of them. Start by asking yourself, what can I make? Maybe it's videos, blog posts, art, music, or even products to sell. Whatever it is, start putting stuff out there. The more you create, the more you'll learn what works, and eventually you'll find your groove. Funny story. There was a guy who loved watching videos on YouTube. He spent hours every day watching vloggers, funny pranks, and gaming streams. One day his friend said, "Why don't you start your own channel? You're always talking about these videos." At first the guy laughed it off, but after a few months he gave it a shot. He started making silly reaction videos and uploading them to YouTube. Fast forward a year, and he had 1 million subscribers and was making more money from his channel than he ever thought possible. All because he stopped watching and started creating. Keep it simple. When people think about business, they sometimes overcomplicate things. They try to create the fanciest website, the most complex marketing strategy, or the most elaborate product. But here's the truth: simplicity sells. If you make things easy for your customers, they're more likely to buy from you. Lesson 10. Make things stupidly simple. Think about companies like Apple. Part of why Apple products are so popular is because they're simple to use. You don't need a PhD in technology to figure out how to use an iPhone. The more straightforward you can make your product or service, the better. Whether you're building a website, creating a product, or offering a service, ask yourself, is this as simple as it could be? People are busy, and they don't want to waste time trying to figure things out. If you make it easy for them to understand and use what you're offering, you'll win. Amusing story. There was this guy who wanted to start a business selling custom cakes. He spent months perfecting his website, adding all these fancy features and options for customers to design their cakes online. But when the site launched, no one used it. Turns out, it was too complicated. People just wanted to pick a cake and order it. So, he scrapped the fancy stuff and made the process dead simple. 1 click, choose a cake, and done. Suddenly, orders started flooding in. Lesson learned: keep it simple and people will buy. Build a tribe, not just customers. In today's world, people don't just want to buy things, they want to be part of something. That's why successful brands don't just have customers, they have tribes. A tribe is a group of people who believe in what you're doing, who feel connected to your brand on a deeper level. They're the ones who will stick with you, spread the word, and turn your business into a movement. Lesson 11. Create a community. If you want to build a loyal customer base, you need to create a sense of community. This could be through social media, email lists, or even in-person events. The key is to make people feel like they're part of something bigger than just a transaction. Share your story, connect with your audience, and give them reasons to stick around. It's like those sneakerheads who line up for hours just to get the latest pair of Jordans. They're not just buying shoes, they're part of a culture. And that's what you want to create with your business. Amusing story. There's a coffee shop that built a cult following, not because their coffee was the best, it was good but not mind-blowing, but because they made people feel like part of a club. They gave out stickers, ran quirky social media challenges, and even had a secret menu that only regulars knew about. People loved it. Soon, they weren't just buying coffee, they were part of a movement. And that coffee shop? It went from one location to a dozen because they built a tribe. That wraps up the next chunk of lessons. Let me know when you're ready to continue, and I'll dive deeper into more business insights and stories. You said, continue. ChatGPT said, ChatGPT. Let's dive right back in. This next section will cover leveraging your strengths, embracing discipline, mastering negotiation, and using marketing tactics that actually work. We'll keep things lively with more stories and actionable tips along the way. Play to your strengths. Stop trying to be someone you're not. One mistake people often make is trying to be good at everything. They see successful people and think they need to copy exactly what they're doing. But here's the thing, what works for someone else might not work for you. The key to winning in business and life is to figure out what you're naturally good at, and double down on that. Lesson 12. Focus on your strengths, outsource your weaknesses. Let's face it, no one is good at everything. Maybe you're amazing at sales but terrible with numbers. Or maybe you can design beautiful websites but struggle with marketing. Whatever it is, don't waste time trying to fix all your weaknesses. Instead, focus on what you're already great at, and find ways to either outsource or get help with the stuff you're not good at. Let's say you're starting a business. You might be really good at creating the product, but awful at bookkeeping. Don't waste hours trying to figure out accounting software, hire someone who knows what they're doing, and focus your time on building the product. The more you lean into your strengths, the more successful you'll be. Funny story. There's a guy who started an online t-shirt business. He was great at coming up with designs, but his website looked like it was built in the 90s. For months, he struggled to get any sales, all because his website was turning people away. Finally, he admitted he wasn't a web designer and hired someone to fix it. Within weeks, sales started rolling in. Why? Because he focused on his strengths, design, and let someone else handle the web stuff. Discipline over motivation. Show up every day. We all love the feeling of being motivated. When you're fired up, it's easy to take action, work hard, and push toward your goals. But motivation comes and goes, and if you rely on it, you'll end up making excuses on the days when you just don't feel like doing anything. That's where discipline comes in. Lesson 13. Discipline is doing it even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what separates successful people from everyone else. It's easy to work on your goals when you're excited, but what about the days when you're tired, stressed, or just plain lazy? That's when discipline kicks in. Discipline is about showing up every day no matter what. There's a story about a famous athlete who woke up at 5 a.m. every day to train, rain or shine. On the days when he didn't feel like it, he trained even harder. Why? Because he knew that champions are made when no one's watching, not when the cameras are on. So, next time you don't feel like working on your business, your side hustle, or even just improving yourself, remember, the real growth happens when you push through the days you'd rather skip. Funny story. There was a guy who decided he wanted to start a fitness business, but he only worked on it when he felt inspired. So, most days, he just didn't do anything. After a few months, his business was still just a couple of half-written ideas on a piece of paper. His friend, on the other hand, worked on his business every day, even on days when he didn't feel like it. The friend's business took off, while Mr. Motivation was still sitting around waiting for inspiration to hit. Moral of the story? Discipline beats motivation every time. Mastering negotiation. Get what you want without being a jerk. Negotiation is one of the most important skills you can have, whether you're running a business, working a job, or just trying to get a better deal on something. The trick is knowing how to negotiate in a way that benefits both sides without coming off as too aggressive or too soft. Lesson 14. Always be willing to walk away. One of the most powerful things you can do in any negotiation is be willing to walk away. If you're too desperate for a deal, the other person can sense it, and you'll lose your leverage. But if you're confident enough to walk away if things don't go your way, you put yourself in a position of power. Let's say you're negotiating your salary at a job. If you come across as desperate for the job, the employer knows they can offer you less. But if you're willing to walk away, it shows you know your value, and they'll be more likely to give you what you want. The same goes for business deals. If a client is trying to lowball you, don't be afraid to say no and walk away. Chances are they'll come back with a better offer once they see you're not desperate. Funny story. There was a guy who was trying to sell his car. A buyer showed up and immediately started nitpicking every little thing, trying to drive the price down. The seller could have caved, but instead he smiled and said, "It's fine if you don't want it. I've got another buyer lined up." The buyer panicked and ended up paying full price because he didn't want to lose the deal. The truth? There was no other buyer. But because the seller was willing to walk away, he got the price he wanted. The art of selling. Make people want what you've got. Selling is at the heart of any business. Whether you're selling a product, a service, or even an idea, you need to know how to make people want what you've got. But here's the thing. People don't like being sold to. They don't want to feel like they're being tricked or manipulated. The best salespeople don't push, they attract. Lesson 15. Sell benefits, not features. One of the biggest mistakes people make when selling something is focusing too much on features instead of benefits. People don't care about the technical details, they care about how something will make their life better. Imagine you're selling a phone. Instead of listing all the technical specs like storage space or processor speed, focus on the benefits. With this phone, you'll never have to worry about running out of space for your photos. Or, this phone is so fast you can switch between apps without any lag. People buy things because they solve a problem or improve their lives in some way. The next time you're selling something, ask yourself, what problem does this solve? How does it make life better? Funny story. There was a guy trying to sell vacuum cleaners door to door. At first, he was rattling off all these features, horsepower, suction power, different attachments. But no one was buying. Then he tried something different. Instead of listing features, he walked into people's houses and dumped a bag of dirt on their carpet. Then he vacuumed it all up in seconds and said, "Imagine never having to see dirt in your house again." Suddenly, people were lining up to buy. Why? Because he stopped selling features and started selling benefits. Marketing that works. Stop trying to reach everyone. One of the biggest mistakes people make in marketing is trying to reach everyone. They think, if more people see my product, more people will buy it. But in reality, not everyone is your customer, and that's okay. The best marketing targets a specific group of people who are most likely to want what you're offering. Lesson 16, niche down to blow up. Instead of trying to market to everyone, focus on a specific niche. The more specific your marketing, the more likely you are to connect with the right audience. Think of it like fishing. If you cast a giant net into the ocean, you'll catch a bunch of random fish, but most of them won't be what you're looking for. But if you use the right bait in the right spot, you'll catch exactly what you want. Let's say you're selling fitness gear. Instead of targeting everyone who wants to get fit, narrow it down. Maybe you target busy moms who want quick workouts, or athletes training for marathons. The more specific you get, the easier it is to create marketing that speaks directly to that group. Funny story. A guy started an online store selling general fitness products, weights, yoga mats, running shoes, you name it. He tried to market to everyone who wanted to get fit. The result? Crickets. Hardly anyone was buying. Then he decided to niche down. He focused specifically on selling high-performance gear for marathon runners. Suddenly, sales took off. Why? Because instead of trying to appeal to everyone, he spoke directly to the needs of a specific group of people. Leverage social proof. Let your customers do the selling for you. Social proof is one of the most powerful tools in marketing. People are more likely to buy something if they see that other people are buying it too. Think about it. How many times have you looked up reviews before buying something online? That's social proof at work. Lesson 17. Use testimonials, reviews, and case studies. If you want to build trust with potential customers, let your existing customers do the talking. Share testimonials, reviews, and case studies that show how your product or service has helped others. The more real-life examples you can provide, the more confident new customers will feel about buying from you. There's a reason why companies like Amazon and Yelp are so successful. People trust reviews from other customers. When you see that hundreds of people have given a product 5 stars, you're more likely to buy it. So, make sure you're collecting reviews and sharing them with your audience. Amusing story. There was a guy who started a business selling gourmet hot sauce. At first, he struggled to get sales. Then, he decided to start collecting reviews from customers. He encouraged people to leave comments about how much they loved the sauce and posted them on his website. Pretty soon, his page was full of rave reviews, and sales started pouring in. Why? Because people saw that others were loving the product and wanted to try it for themselves. Consistency is key. Show up, day after day. Consistency might not sound glamorous, but it's one of the most important factors in achieving success. It's not about doing something perfectly every time, it's about doing it regularly. Whether you're building a business, improving a skill, or working on your health, small actions taken consistently over time will lead to big results. Lesson 18. Success is the sum of small efforts. Think of it like planting a garden. You don't just toss some seeds into the dirt and expect a full-blown vegetable patch the next day. You water it, give it sunlight, pull weeds, and keep at it day after day. Eventually, those tiny seeds grow into something incredible. It's the same with business. You won't become a millionaire overnight, but if you keep putting in the work every day, even on days when you don't feel like it, you'll see progress. The key is to avoid burning out by trying to do too much at once. Start small, stay steady, and build momentum over time. Amusing story. There was a guy who wanted to start a fitness YouTube channel. He posted one video and then waited for the views to roll in. Crickets. Then he posted another video, and another. After 10 videos, he was ready to give up. His channel still had barely any followers. But his friend, who had already built a successful channel, told him, "You've got to keep showing up. Every week. Even when it feels like no one's watching." So he did. He kept posting every week, and slowly, his audience grew. Now, his channel has over 1 million subscribers. His secret? Consistency. He kept showing up, and eventually, people took notice. Embrace failure. It's your best teacher. Nobody likes to fail, but here's a hard truth. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. The most successful people aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who fail, learn from it, and keep going. Lesson 19. Fail fast, learn faster. Instead of being afraid of failure, embrace it as a learning tool. Every failure teaches you something, what works, what doesn't, and how to improve. The faster you fail, the faster you learn, and the faster you'll get better at whatever you're trying to do. Think of failure like falling off a bike when you're learning to ride. Sure, it hurts a little, but each fall teaches you something new about balance. And eventually, you get it right. Funny story. There's a story about a guy who started a business selling custom leather wallets. He was convinced he'd created the perfect product. But when he launched, no one bought them. He tried lowering the price, adding new colors, still nothing. After months of failing to sell even a single wallet, he was about to throw in the towel. But then he had a light bulb moment. People didn't want leather wallets, they wanted vegan wallets. So, he rebranded his entire line as eco-friendly, vegan leather, and sales took off. His failure wasn't the end, it was the lesson he needed to succeed. Master the art of communication. How you say it matters. It doesn't matter how great your ideas are if you can't communicate them effectively. Whether you're pitching a business idea, convincing customers to buy your product, or even just having a conversation, how you communicate can make or break your success. Lesson 20. Be clear, not clever. People often try to sound smart or impressive when they're talking about their business or product. But clarity always beats cleverness. If your audience can't understand what you're saying, they'll lose interest fast. When you're explaining something, whether it's in a business meeting, a sales pitch, or a simple conversation, aim to be as clear and straightforward as possible. Avoid jargon and complicated language. The easier you make it for people to understand, the more likely they are to engage with what you're saying. Funny story. A guy was trying to sell his tech startup idea to investors, but he made one big mistake. He used a ton of technical jargon. He thought it made him sound knowledgeable, but in reality, no one knew what he was talking about. After a few failed pitches, one investor told him, "I don't understand half of what you just said, and I'm supposed to be writing you a check?" That's when he realized that instead of trying to sound smart, he needed to make his pitch simple and clear. Once he did, The investors came rolling in. Setbacks happen. It's how you handle them that counts. Life isn't always smooth sailing, especially in business. Setbacks are inevitable, but how you respond to them makes all the difference. The key isn't to avoid setbacks, it's to be ready for them and know how to bounce back quickly. Lesson 21. Resilience is your secret weapon. In business and in life, things will go wrong. You'll have bad days, face unexpected challenges, and hit roadblocks. But resilience, the ability to keep going even when things get tough, is what will set you apart. The most successful people aren't the ones who never face obstacles, they're the ones who keep pushing through them. When something goes wrong, don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. Take a breath, figure out what went wrong, and come up with a plan to fix it. Setbacks aren't the end of the road, they're just part of the journey. Amusing story. A small bakery was thriving in its neighborhood until a giant chain opened up across the street. Sales plummeted, and the bakery owner started panicking. But instead of giving up, she got creative. She started offering unique, handmade pastries that the chain couldn't compete with, and she doubled down on customer service, making her bakery a warm, personal experience that people loved. Within a few months, her sales were back up, and the chain? They ended up closing their location. Resilience won the day. Leverage technology, use tools to save time, and scale up. We're living in a world where technology can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, whether it's automating tasks, reaching more people, or improving your efficiency. The right tools can make your business and your life a whole lot easier. Lesson 22. Work smarter, not harder. Technology isn't just for big businesses. Even if you're a solo entrepreneur or running a small business, there are countless tools available that can help you save time, increase productivity, and scale your operations. From marketing automation to project management software, the right tech can streamline your work so you can focus on the things that really matter. Let's say you're spending hours every week manually posting on social media for your business. Instead of doing it yourself, you can use a scheduling tool to automate the process. That way, you can still engage with your audience without having to be glued to your phone all day. Funny story. A guy started a small online store selling custom t-shirts. And at first, he was doing everything manually, taking orders, printing labels, shipping products. It was a ton of work, and he was quickly burning out. One day, a friend suggested he use an e-commerce platform that automated all the tedious stuff like inventory management and shipping. The guy was skeptical at first, but once he started using the tool, he realized he'd been wasting hours every day on tasks that could have been automated. With the time he saved, he was able to grow his business, and now he's making more money than ever, all because he decided to work smarter, not harder. Know when to pivot, don't be afraid to change course. Sometimes, even with the best intentions and a solid plan, things don't go the way you expect. Maybe the market changes, maybe your original idea isn't as good as you thought, or maybe you just find a better opportunity. When that happens, don't be afraid to pivot. Lesson 23. Flexibility is a superpower. In business, flexibility is one of the most valuable traits you can have. If you're too rigid in your thinking, you'll miss out on new opportunities or fail to adapt when circumstances change. Being flexible doesn't mean abandoning your goals. It means being open to adjusting your strategy to get there. Think of it like driving a car. If you're heading toward a traffic jam, you don't just sit there and wait, you find a new route. The same goes for business. If one approach isn't working, pivot and try something else. Funny story. There was a guy who started a company making phone cases. At first, his cases were popular, but soon, bigger companies started making similar products, and his sales tanked. Instead of giving up, he decided to pivot. He started creating custom cases with unique designs and collaborating with popular influencers to promote them. His new strategy worked, and now his business is booming. The lesson? When things aren't going your way, don't be afraid to change course. Build relationships. Networking is everything. No matter what industry you're in, relationships matter. People like to do business with people they know and trust. Building strong relationships can open doors, create opportunities, and help you grow faster than going it alone. Lesson 24. Your network is your net worth. Networking isn't just about collecting business cards or making small talk at conferences. It's about building real, meaningful connections with people. The more people you know, the more opportunities you'll have, whether it's finding new clients, getting advice, or even discovering your next big idea. To build a strong network, focus on giving as much as you get, offer value to others, help when you can, and be genuinely interested in building relationships, not just using people for what they can do for you. Amusing story. There's a famous story about a guy who landed his dream job by connecting with the CEO of the company on LinkedIn. Instead of sending a boring message like, "I'd love to work at your company," he did his research and found out the CEO was a huge fan of a specific sports team. So, he started a conversation about the team, and they bonded over their shared interest. A few months later, the CEO personally offered him a job. The moral of the story? Building relationships is about finding common ground and being genuine, not just asking for favors. Take calculated risks, play big, win big. Every successful person has taken risks at some point. But here's the key. They didn't just jump blindly into danger. They took calculated risks, making sure they understood the stakes and were prepared for whatever outcome. Whether you're launching a new product, starting a business, or making a big decision in your personal life, taking risks is essential for growth. Lesson 25. Fortune favors the bold. Being cautious has its place, but if you want to achieve something great, you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. The people who play it safe rarely reach the top. This doesn't mean you should throw all caution to the wind. It means you should take smart risks. Do your homework, weigh the pros and cons, and then go for it. Here's the thing, you can't avoid all the uncertainty. No matter how much you plan, there's always a chance things won't go the way you expect. But that's okay. Risks are a part of success. If you want big rewards, you've got to be willing to bet on yourself. Amusing story. There's a famous story about two college roommates who wanted to start a tech company. They had a wild idea for an online service that would allow people to send short, 140-character messages to their friends. Most people thought it was a terrible idea. Who would want to send messages that short, they were told. But these two guys believed in their vision, so they took the risk. They invested all their savings into the project and worked day and night. That platform? It became Twitter, one of the biggest social media platforms in the world. They took a risk when everyone else was playing it safe, and it paid off in a massive way. Time management. Don't let the clock control you. Time is your most valuable asset. You can't make more of it, but you can manage it better. Whether you're running a business or working on a personal goal, how you spend your time will determine your success. The people who achieve the most aren't necessarily the ones who work the hardest. They're the ones who use their time the smartest. Lesson 26. Prioritize the important over the urgent. There's a difference between what's urgent and what's important. Urgent tasks are things that need your attention right now. Emails, phone calls, little fires you need to put out. Important tasks are the ones that will help you achieve your long-term goals. The problem is, urgent tasks always seem to come first, and important tasks get pushed to the side. To succeed, you have to flip the script. Spend the majority of your time on what's truly important, even if it doesn't feel as pressing in the moment. That might mean working on a new business idea, learning a new skill, or even spending time with family. If you focus on the important things, the urgent ones will often take care of themselves. Funny story. There was a guy who started his own graphic design business. At first, he spent most of his days answering emails and responding to client requests, thinking he was being productive. But after months of feeling like he was always behind, he realized he wasn't making any progress on his big picture goals. He was too busy with the little stuff. So he started setting aside 2 hours every morning to work on his most important projects, before checking emails or dealing with client issues. Within a few months, his business was growing faster than ever, all because he learned to prioritize what really mattered. Focus like a laser. Do one thing well. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Whether it's social media, emails, or endless to-do lists, it's easy to get pulled in 100 different directions. But here's the truth. Multitasking is a myth. The most successful people aren't juggling 10 things at once. They're focusing on one thing and doing it really well. Lesson 27. Deep focus beats shallow work. Shallow work is the kind of work where you're just going through the motions, answering emails, browsing social media, or working on a task without really paying attention. Deep work is the opposite. It's when you're fully focused on one task with no distractions and you're putting all your energy into it. That's the kind of work that leads to real progress. If you want to achieve something big, you need to master the art of deep focus. That means cutting out distractions and dedicating blocks of time to working on your most important tasks. It's not easy, but it's incredibly effective. And the more you practice it, the better you'll get. Amusing story. There's a story about a CEO who was known for his ability to focus like a laser. His secret? Every morning he would lock himself in his office for 4 hours with no phone, no email, and no meetings. During that time, he worked on the company's biggest projects, and he didn't let anything distract him. His employees thought it was a little extreme, but it worked. Under his leadership, the company grew into a billion-dollar enterprise. The lesson? Focus on the most important tasks, and you'll get more done in 4 hours than most people do in a full day. Know your why. Stay motivated through the tough times. Motivation can be a tricky thing. When you first start a new project or set a new goal, you're full of excitement and energy. But after a while, that motivation starts to fade. So how do you keep going when things get tough? The key is knowing your why, the reason behind what you're doing. Lesson 28. Purpose fuels perseverance. If you have a strong sense of purpose, you'll be able to push through the tough times. When things get hard, and they will, your why is what keeps you going. Whether it's providing for your family, achieving financial freedom, or making a difference in the world, having a clear purpose will give you the motivation to keep moving forward. When you're feeling unmotivated or discouraged, take a step back and remind yourself why you started in the first place. That sense of purpose will reignite your drive and help you stay on track. Funny story. There's a story about a guy who started a business selling handmade candles. At first, he was passionate and excited, but after a few months of slow sales and long hours, he was ready to quit. Then, one day, he got a letter from a customer saying that his candles had brought them comfort during a really difficult time. That letter reminded him of why he started the business in the first place, to bring joy and peace to people's lives. With his motivation reignited, he kept going, and eventually, his business became a huge success. Surround yourself with winners, your circle defines you. The people you surround yourself with have a huge impact on your success. If you spend time with people who are negative, lazy, or unmotivated, their energy will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who are driven, positive, and successful, you'll be inspired to push yourself to new heights. Lesson 29. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This idea has been repeated by many successful people. And it's true, the people you spend the most time with will influence your habits, your mindset, and your level of success. If you want to achieve great things, make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who are doing the same. That doesn't mean you should cut off all your friends or only hang out with millionaires. It means you should be intentional about the energy and attitudes you allow into your life. Spend time with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be your best. Amusing story. There's a funny story about a guy who was trying to lose weight but kept failing. One day, he realized that all his friends were total foodies who loved to eat out at fancy restaurants. Every time he tried to stick to a healthy diet, his friends would invite him to a new restaurant, and he couldn't resist. So, he decided to join a fitness group and started hanging out with people who were committed to staying healthy. Within a few months, he was in the best shape of his life, all because he changed the people he was spending time with. Keep learning. Never stop growing. The world is always changing, and if you want to stay ahead, you need to keep learning. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, or learning from others, continuous growth is essential to success. Lesson 30. Knowledge is power. No matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. The most successful people are lifelong learners. They're constantly looking for new ways to improve themselves and their businesses. Make learning a regular part of your routine, and you'll always be growing. That doesn't mean you need to go back to school or spend hours studying every day. You can learn in small ways, by reading a few pages of a book each day, listening to podcasts, or asking questions of people who are further along in their journey. Funny story. There's a story about a business owner who thought he knew everything there was to know about running a company. One day, his mentor gave him a book on leadership and suggested he read it. The guy scoffed and said, "I don't need this, I've been running a business for years." But the mentor insisted, so he reluctantly read the book. A few weeks later, he came back to the mentor and said, "That book changed my entire approach to leadership." I wish I had read it years ago. The lesson? No matter how much experience you have, there's always something new to learn. Bounce back stronger, embrace failure as a stepping stone. Failure is part of the journey to success. In fact, every successful person has failed, probably more times than you'd imagine. But what separates the winners from the losers is how they react to failure. When you face setbacks, do you give up or do you come back stronger? Lesson 31. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning. The biggest misconception about failure is that it's final. It's not. Failure is just feedback. It's the world telling you that something didn't work, and it's your job to figure out why and try again. The people who succeed are the ones who treat failure as a learning experience. Look at failure as part of the process. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, as long as you learn from it and keep moving forward. Amusing story. There's a story about a famous inventor who failed 1,000 times before finally creating the first working light bulb. When someone asked him how it felt to fail so many times, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." That inventor was Thomas Edison. His resilience and willingness to learn from his failures are what eventually led him to one of the most important inventions in history. The takeaway? Failure isn't defeat, it's just a step in the process. Master your finances, build wealth, don't just earn it. Money isn't just about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how you manage it. Many people focus on increasing their income, but wealth building is about making smart financial decisions, investing wisely, and managing your money effectively. Lesson 32. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. You can make a ton of money, but if you spend it all, you're not really any better off than someone who makes less. Building wealth means learning to save, invest, and live below your means so that your money works for you, not the other way around. One of the most important things you can do is start investing early. Whether it's in stocks, real estate, or your own business, the sooner you start, the more your money will grow over time. Compound interest is one of the most powerful forces in the financial world. Take advantage of it. Funny story. There's a story about a lottery winner who won millions of dollars overnight. Instead of investing the money or saving it, he went on a massive spending spree, buying luxury cars, houses, and throwing extravagant parties. Within a few years, he was completely broke and worse off than before he won the lottery. The lesson here is that it's not about how much money you make, it's about managing it wisely. Winning the lottery didn't make him rich, smart financial habits do. Build your personal brand, make people remember you. Your personal brand is how the world sees you. It's what people think of when they hear your name. And in today's world, having a strong personal brand is more important than ever. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an employee, or a freelancer, your personal brand will open doors or close them, based on how you present yourself. Lesson 33. Be authentic, be memorable. The most successful personal brands are built on authenticity. People can spot a fake from a mile away, so don't try to be someone you're not. Be genuine, and let your true personality shine through. At the same time, make sure you're memorable. Whether it's your unique style, your voice, or the way you do business, stand out in a way that people can't forget. In today's digital age, social media is a huge part of building your personal brand. But remember, it's not just about posting pictures or updates, it's about telling a story. What's your story? What do you stand for? Make sure your brand reflects that. Amusing story. There's a story about a young guy who was trying to break into the fashion industry. He didn't have a lot of connections or money, but he had a knack for designing bold, unforgettable outfits. Instead of following the trends, he leaned into his unique style and started posting his designs on Instagram. His look was so different that people couldn't stop talking about it. Eventually, a major celebrity wore one of his pieces, and his career took off. The lesson? Being true to yourself and standing out from the crowd is what makes you memorable. Take action. Ideas are worthless without execution. Everyone has great ideas. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't is the ability to take action. You can have the most brilliant idea in the world, but if you never act on it, it's worthless. Success doesn't come from thinking about it, it comes from doing. Lesson 34. Don't wait for the perfect moment, start now. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect time to start. They want everything to be just right before they take action. But the truth is, there's no such thing as the perfect moment. If you wait too long, you'll miss your chance. The people who succeed are the ones who take action, even when things aren't perfect. Start where you are, with what you have, and figure things out along the way. It's better to start imperfectly than to never start at all. Momentum builds success. Once you get moving, things will start to fall into place. Funny story. There's a story about a guy who wanted to start a podcast but kept putting it off because he didn't have the right equipment. He spent months researching microphones, editing software, and soundproofing his room. Meanwhile, another guy started a podcast with nothing but his smartphone. The audio quality wasn't perfect, but he kept putting out episodes. Within a year, he had built a huge audience, while the first guy was still waiting for the perfect setup. The takeaway? Done is better than perfect. Start now, and you can always improve later. Control your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. The way you think about yourself and the world around you has a huge impact on your success. A positive, growth-oriented mindset will help you overcome challenges and achieve your goals, while a negative or fixed mindset will hold you back. Lesson 35. You are what you believe. Your beliefs about yourself shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. If you believe you're capable of achieving great things, you'll act in ways that lead to success. But if you constantly doubt yourself and focus on your limitations, you'll never reach your full potential. The good news is, you can change your mindset. Start by challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with positive, empowering ones. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I can learn. Instead of thinking, this is too hard, tell yourself, this is a challenge I can overcome. Over time, your mindset will shift, and you'll start to see the world and yourself differently. Amusing story. There's a story about a woman who was terrified of public speaking. She believed she wasn't a good speaker and avoided it at all costs. But one day, she was asked to give a presentation at work, and she couldn't say no. So she decided to change her mindset. Instead of telling herself, I'm a terrible speaker, she started saying, I'm a confident speaker and I can improve. She practiced, took deep breaths, and gave the presentation. It wasn't perfect, but it went well, and she realized that her belief was what had been holding her back, not her actual abilities. Manage stress. Keep your cool under pressure. Stress is an inevitable part of life, especially when you're pushing yourself to achieve big things. But the key to success isn't avoiding stress, it's learning how to manage it. When you can stay calm and focused under pressure, you're able to make better decisions and perform at a higher level. Lesson 36. Stress is a choice. Control your response. You can't always control the things that happen to you, but you can control how you respond to them. Stress isn't about the situation itself, it's about how you react to it. When you're faced with a stressful situation, take a step back and ask yourself, how can I respond to this in a way that keeps me calm and focused? There are plenty of strategies for managing stress, from deep breathing and meditation to exercise and time management. Find what works for you, and make it a regular part of your routine. Funny story. There's a story about a CEO who had a major presentation coming up, but the night before, his computer crashed, and he lost all his files. Instead of panicking, he took a deep breath, went for a walk, and calmly figured out a new plan. He stayed up all night reworking the presentation, and the next day, he delivered it flawlessly. The lesson? Stressful situations will happen, but how you handle them makes all the difference. Bounce back stronger. Embrace failure as a stepping stone. Failure is part of the journey to success. In fact, every successful person has failed, probably more times than you'd imagine. But what separates the winners from the losers is how they react to failure. When you face setbacks, do you give up or do you come back stronger? Lesson 31. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning. The biggest misconception about failure is that it's final. It's not. Failure is just feedback. It's the world telling you that something didn't work, and it's your job to figure out why and try again. The people who succeed are the ones who treat failure as a learning experience. Look at failure as part of the process. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, as long as you learn from it and keep moving forward. Amusing story. There's a story about a famous inventor who failed 1,000 times before finally creating the first working light bulb. When someone asked him how it felt to fail so many times, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." That inventor was Thomas Edison. His resilience and willingness to learn from his failures are what eventually led him to one of the most important inventions in history. The takeaway? Failure isn't defeat, it's just a step in the process. Master your finances, build wealth, don't just earn it. Money isn't just about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how you manage it. Many people focus on increasing their income, but wealth building is about making smart financial decisions, investing wisely, and managing your money effectively. Lesson 32. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. You can make a ton of money, but if you spend it all, you're not really any better off than someone who makes less. Building wealth means learning to save, invest, and live below your means so that your money works for you, not the other way around. One of the most important things you can do is start investing early. Whether it's in stocks, real estate, or your own business, the sooner you start, the more your money will grow over time. Compound interest is one of the most powerful forces in the financial world. Take advantage of it. Funny story. There's a story about a lottery winner who won millions of dollars overnight. Instead of investing the money or saving it, he went on a massive spending spree, buying luxury cars, houses, and throwing extravagant parties. Within a few years, he was completely broke and worse off than before he won the lottery. The lesson here is that it's not about how much money you make, it's about managing it wisely. Winning the lottery didn't make him rich, smart financial habits do. Build your personal brand, make people remember you. Your personal brand is how the world sees you. It's what people think of when they hear your name. And in today's world, having a strong personal brand is more important than ever. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an employee, or a freelancer, your personal brand will open doors or close them, based on how you present yourself. Lesson 33. Be authentic, be memorable. The most successful personal brands are built on authenticity. People can spot a fake from a mile away, so don't try to be someone you're not. Be genuine, and let your true personality shine through. At the same time, make sure you're memorable. Whether it's your unique style, your voice, or the way you do business, stand out in a way that people can't forget. In today's digital age, social media is a huge part of building your personal brand. But remember, it's not just about posting pictures or updates, it's about telling a story. What's your story? What do you stand for? Make sure your brand reflects that. Amusing story. There's a story about a young guy who was trying to break into the fashion industry. He didn't have a lot of connections or money, but he had a knack for designing bold, unforgettable outfits. Instead of following the trends, he leaned into his unique style and started posting his designs on Instagram. His look was so different that people couldn't stop talking about it. Eventually, a major celebrity wore one of his pieces, and his career took off. The lesson? Being true to yourself and standing out from the crowd is what makes you memorable. Take action. Ideas are worthless without execution. Everyone has great ideas. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't is the ability to take action. You can have the most brilliant idea in the world, but if you never act on it, it's worthless. Success doesn't come from thinking about it, it comes from doing. Lesson 34. Don't wait for the perfect moment, start now. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect time to start. They want everything to be just right before they take action. But the truth is, there's no such thing as the perfect moment. If you wait too long, you'll miss your chance. The people who succeed are the ones who take action, even when things aren't perfect. Start where you are, with what you have, and figure things out along the way. It's better to start imperfectly than to never start at all. Momentum builds success. Once you get moving, things will start to fall into place. Funny story. There's a story about a guy who wanted to start a podcast but kept putting it off because he didn't have the right equipment. He spent months researching microphones, editing software, and soundproofing his room. Meanwhile, another guy started a podcast with nothing but his smartphone. The audio quality wasn't perfect, but he kept putting out episodes. Within a year, he had built a huge audience, while the first guy was still waiting for the perfect setup. The takeaway? Done is better than perfect. Start now, and you can always improve later. Control your mindset, your thoughts shape your reality. The way you think about yourself and the world around you has a huge impact on your success. A positive, growth-oriented mindset will help you overcome challenges and achieve your goals, while a negative or fixed mindset will hold you back. Lesson 35. You are what you believe. Your beliefs about yourself shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. If you believe you're capable of achieving great things, you'll act in ways that lead to success. But if you constantly doubt yourself and focus on your limitations, you'll never reach your full potential. The good news is, you can change your mindset. Start by challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with positive, empowering ones. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I can learn. Instead of thinking, this is too hard, tell yourself, this is a challenge I can overcome. Over time, your mindset will shift, and you'll start to see the world and yourself differently. Amusing story. There's a story about a woman who was terrified of public speaking. She believed she wasn't a good speaker and avoided it at all costs. But one day, she was asked to give a presentation at work, and she couldn't say no. So she decided to change her mindset. Instead of telling herself, I'm a terrible speaker, she started saying, I'm a confident speaker and I can improve. She practiced, took deep breaths, and gave the presentation. It wasn't perfect, but it went well, and she realized that her belief was what had been holding her back, not her actual abilities. Manage stress, keep your cool under pressure. Stress is an inevitable part of life, especially when you're pushing yourself to achieve big things. But the key to success isn't avoiding stress, it's learning how to manage it. When you can stay calm and focused under pressure, you're able to make better decisions and perform at a higher level. Lesson 36. Stress is a choice. Control your response. You can't always control the things that happen to you, but you can control how you respond to them. Stress isn't about the situation itself, it's about how you react to it. When you're faced with a stressful situation, take a step back and ask yourself, how can I respond to this in a way that keeps me calm and focused? There are plenty of strategies for managing stress, from deep breathing and meditation to exercise and time management. Find what works for you, and make it a regular part of your routine. Funny story. There's a story about a CEO who had a major presentation coming up, but the night before, his computer crashed, and he lost all his files. Instead of panicking, he took a deep breath, went for a walk, and calmly figured out a new plan. He stayed up all night reworking the presentation, and the next day, he delivered it flawlessly. The lesson? Stressful situations will happen, but how you handle them makes all the difference. These lessons are all about developing a mindset and habits that lead to success, whether you're building a business, working on personal goals, or navigating life's challenges. There's always more to learn, so let me know when you're ready to continue. You said, continue. ChatGPT said. ChatGPT. Let's dive into the next set of lessons, focusing on networking, the importance of health, adaptability, and the power of discipline. Each of these areas plays a crucial role in achieving success in business and life, so let's explore them with some engaging stories and actionable insights. Networking, your network is your net worth. In the world of business, who you know can often be just as important as what you know. Networking is not just about making connections, it's about building meaningful relationships that can help you grow both personally and professionally. Lesson 37. Build genuine relationships. Networking isn't just handing out business cards at events, it's about creating genuine relationships. Take the time to really get to know people, understand their needs, and see how you can help them. When you focus on adding value to others, you'll find that they'll be more likely to return the favor. A simple way to start building your network is to attend local events or join online groups related to your interests. Be proactive in introducing yourself and engaging in conversations. Remember, every person you meet has something to teach you. Funny story. There's a story about a young entrepreneur who was attending a business conference. Instead of trying to impress people with his accomplishments, he asked everyone he met about their interests and goals. By the end of the event, he had formed real connections with several influential people who later became his mentors. His approach taught him that sometimes listening is more powerful than talking. Health is wealth, take care of your body and mind. When you're focused on your career or business, it's easy to neglect your health. But if you want to achieve long-term success, you must prioritize your physical and mental well-being. After all, your body is the vehicle that drives your dreams. Lesson 38. Invest in your health. Eating well, exercising regularly, and managing stress are all essential for maintaining your health. When you feel good physically, you're more likely to be productive, motivated, and able to tackle challenges head-on. Treat your body like the incredible machine it is. Give it the fuel and care it needs. Make time for regular checkups and don't ignore signs of stress or burnout. If you find yourself overwhelmed, consider taking breaks, practicing mindfulness, or seeking help. Remember, taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's necessary for sustaining your success. Amusing story. There's a story about a high-powered executive who was known for working 80-hour weeks. He lived on coffee and fast food, convinced he didn't have time for a healthy lifestyle. One day, he collapsed from exhaustion during a meeting. After his recovery, he realized he needed to change. He started exercising, eating healthier, and balancing his work with personal time. Not only did he feel better, but his productivity skyrocketed. The lesson? Your health is the foundation of your success. Don't take it for granted. Adaptability, embrace change, and stay flexible. In today's fast-paced world, change is the only constant. Being adaptable is key to thriving in any situation, whether it's in business, relationships, or personal growth. Those who can pivot quickly are often the ones who come out on top. Lesson 39. Embrace change, don't fear it. Instead of resisting change, learn to embrace it. When you encounter obstacles, ask yourself, how can I turn this into an opportunity? Cultivating a flexible mindset will help you navigate challenges and discover new paths to success. Staying informed about industry trends and being open to new ideas will help you adapt quickly when things don't go as planned. Whether it's a new technology, a shift in market demand, or a global event, adaptability will keep you ahead of the curve. Amusing story. There's a story about a small bookstore that struggled to compete with giant online retailers. Instead of closing down, the owner decided to pivot by creating a cozy space for community events, book clubs, and local author signings. The bookstore became a hub for book lovers, and sales skyrocketed. The owner's willingness to adapt and think creatively turned a potential failure into a thriving business. The key takeaway: flexibility and creativity can turn challenges into opportunities. Discipline, the secret sauce to consistent success. Success doesn't come from luck or chance, it comes from discipline. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Building discipline takes practice, but the rewards are immeasurable. Lesson 40. Consistency is key. Establishing routines and sticking to them is vital for developing discipline. Whether it's setting aside time each day for work, exercise, or personal development, consistency will help you achieve your goals over time. Set small, achievable goals and gradually increase the challenge. Celebrate your wins along the way to keep yourself motivated. Remember, discipline is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Amusing story. There's a story about a student who wanted to improve his grades but kept procrastinating. One day, he decided to create a schedule, dedicating just 30 minutes a day to studying. At first it felt difficult, but soon it became a habit. By the end of the semester, he not only improved his grades but also felt more confident and in control. The lesson here is that small, consistent actions can lead to significant results over time. Time management, master your minutes. Time is one of your most valuable resources. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. Learning how to manage your time effectively is crucial for success in any endeavor. Lesson 41. Prioritize what matters. Not everything on your to-do list is equally important. Learn to prioritize tasks based on their impact and urgency. Use techniques like the Eisenhower matrix to categorize tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. This way, you can focus on what truly matters and avoid getting bogged down by less significant tasks. Additionally, set clear deadlines for yourself and use tools like calendars or apps to keep track of your schedule. Remember, effective time management leads to increased productivity and less stress. Funny story. There's a story about a high school student who struggled to keep up with assignments and extracurricular activities. One day, she decided to create a colorful wall calendar with deadlines and reminders for each task. At first, her friends laughed at her art project, but soon they noticed how organized she became. She started scoring better grades and even found time to relax. In the end, her friends asked her to help them create their own calendars. The lesson? Sometimes, a little creativity can help you manage your time effectively and lead to unexpected success. The art of negotiation. Get what you want. Negotiation is a skill that can benefit you in many areas of life, from business deals to everyday interactions. Learning how to negotiate effectively can help you achieve better outcomes and build stronger relationships. Lesson 42. Aim for win-win solutions. The best negotiations are those where both parties feel satisfied with the outcome. Approach negotiations with a collaborative mindset. Focus on understanding the other party's needs and finding solutions that benefit everyone involved. This not only helps you get what you want, but also builds trust and respect. Practice active listening and ask open-ended questions to uncover the other party's interests. The more you understand their perspective, the better equipped you'll be to find common ground. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who wanted to trade his toy for a friend's video game. Instead of just asking, he spent some time playing with the game and figured out what made it special. When he approached his friend, he didn't just offer his toy, he presented a whole trade package that included his toy and some snacks for a gaming session. His friend loved the idea, and they both walked away happy. The lesson? Understanding the other person's interests can turn negotiations into exciting collaborations rather than battles. Give back. The power of generosity. Success isn't just about personal gain, it's also about lifting others up. Giving back to your community, or helping those in need, can bring fulfillment and joy into your life. Lesson 43. Share your success. When you achieve your goals, consider how you can help others achieve theirs. This could be through mentorship, volunteering, or donating to causes you care about. Giving back not only helps those around you, but also enriches your own life. Additionally, generosity can create a positive ripple effect. When you help someone, they're more likely to help others in return, creating a community of support and collaboration. Funny story. There's a story about a successful businesswoman who started a scholarship fund for underprivileged students in her hometown. Each year, she would surprise the winners with a heartfelt letter and a check for their education. One year, a student who received the scholarship later became a successful entrepreneur herself. Instead of just thanking her, the student started a program to help others, inspired by the businesswoman's kindness. The lesson? Giving back creates a cycle of generosity that can change lives. Set goals, aim high, and stay focused. Setting goals is a fundamental step in achieving success. Goals give you direction and motivation, helping you stay focused on what you want to achieve. Lesson 44. Create SMART goals. When setting goals, use the SMART criteria: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework helps ensure that your goals are clear and actionable. Instead of saying, "I want to get fit," a SMART goal would be, "I will exercise for 30 minutes 5 times a week for the next 3 months." Break down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Celebrate your progress along the way to stay motivated and on track. Amusing story. There's a story about a group of friends who decided to set a goal to run a marathon together. At first, they were intimidated by the distance, so they broke it down into smaller goals, first running a 5K, then a 10K, and so on. They created a fun training schedule, complete with rewards like pizza nights and movie marathons for reaching milestones. By the time marathon day arrived, they were ready, and they all crossed the finish line together. The lesson? Setting smaller goals makes big dreams feel achievable and can even add fun to the process. Stay committed, stick to your plans. No matter how well you plan, success requires commitment. Staying dedicated to your goals, even when faced with challenges, is crucial for achieving lasting results. Lesson 45. Don't give up at the first hurdle. Challenges are part of the journey, but commitment helps you push through them. When you encounter obstacles, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Keep your goals visible, write them down, post them on your wall, or keep a journal. If you find yourself losing motivation, seek inspiration from others who have achieved similar goals. Surround yourself with positive influences who encourage you to keep going. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who wanted to learn to play the guitar. At first, her fingers hurt, and she struggled to play simple chords. Frustrated, she almost quit. But then she found a video of her favorite musician talking about the years of practice it took to get where they were. Inspired, she decided to stick with it. After a few months, she was not only playing songs but also writing her own music. The lesson? Commitment can turn initial struggles into incredible achievements. Lifelong learning, never stop growing. In a world that's constantly changing, the ability to learn and adapt is more important than ever. Embracing a mindset of lifelong learning can open doors to new opportunities and enrich your understanding of the world. Lesson 46. Stay curious. Approach life with curiosity and a desire to learn. Whether it's reading books, attending workshops, or engaging in online courses, there's a wealth of knowledge available at your fingertips. Make it a habit to seek out new information regularly. Engaging with diverse subjects can also spark creativity and innovation. The more you learn, the better equipped you are to tackle challenges and make informed decisions. Amusing story. There's a story about a grandfather who loved sharing stories from his youth. His grandson often rolled his eyes at the boring tales. One day, the grandfather invited him to a storytelling workshop. Hesitant but curious, the grandson attended and found himself captivated by the art of storytelling. Inspired, he returned home and started sharing his own stories with friends, blending them with his grandfather's style. The lesson here is that learning from others can lead to unexpected passions and skills. Creativity. Think outside the box. Creativity isn't just for artists, it's a vital skill in every field. Learning to think outside the box can help you solve problems in innovative ways and differentiate yourself in a competitive landscape. Lesson 47. Embrace your unique ideas. Don't be afraid to express your creativity. Brainstorming sessions, journaling, or simply doodling can spark new ideas. Allow yourself the freedom to explore different perspectives and solutions without judgment. Surround yourself with creative people who inspire you. Engaging with different viewpoints can help you see challenges from new angles and foster a culture of innovation in your life. Funny story. There's a story about a teacher who wanted to make math more engaging for her students. Instead of the usual worksheets, she decided to have a math art day where students used geometry to create large-scale artwork. The classroom buzzed with excitement as students used shapes to design murals. Not only did they learn math concepts, but they also found a creative outlet. The lesson? Creativity can make even the most mundane subjects exciting and engaging. The power of gratitude. Cultivate positivity. Practicing gratitude can transform your perspective and enhance your overall well-being. Focusing on the positive aspects of your life can increase happiness and reduce stress. Lesson 48. Keep a gratitude journal. Start a gratitude journal and write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. This simple practice can shift your focus from what's lacking to what you already have. It helps cultivate a positive mindset, making it easier to handle challenges and setbacks. Additionally, expressing gratitude to others can strengthen relationships and create a positive atmosphere around you. A simple thank you can go a long way in making someone's day. Amusing story. There's a story about a young girl who felt down after a tough day. Her mother suggested they start a gratitude jar. They would write down one thing they were thankful for each day and put it in the jar. After a month, they read through all the notes and laughed, realizing how many good moments they had overlooked. The girl's mood lifted, and she began sharing her gratitude with friends at school. The lesson? Practicing gratitude can brighten your day and those around you. Embrace failure, learn from setbacks. Failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone to success. Learning to embrace failure as a valuable teacher can help you grow and become more resilient. Lesson 49. Reframe your perspective. Instead of fearing failure, view it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Analyze what went wrong, what you could do differently next time, and how you can apply those lessons moving forward. Many successful people have faced failure before achieving their dreams. Their stories remind us that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. Funny story. There's a story about a young inventor who was determined to create a new gadget. After countless failed attempts, he felt discouraged and ready to give up. One day, he stumbled upon an old invention of his that had failed miserably. Instead of throwing it away, he decided to dissect it and figure out what went wrong. This process sparked a new idea that ultimately led to a successful invention. The lesson? Failure can lead to innovation if you're willing to learn from it. Confidence. Believe in yourself. Confidence is a key ingredient for success. Believing in yourself empowers you to take risks, pursue your passions, and navigate challenges with resilience. Lesson 50. Build your self-belief. Confidence comes from within, and it can be developed over time. Start by setting small, achievable goals and celebrate each accomplishment. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift you and encourage you to pursue your dreams. Practice positive self-talk and visualize your success. When you believe in yourself, you're more likely to take action and push through obstacles. Amusing story. There's a story about a shy boy who was terrified of speaking in front of his class. His teacher encouraged him to share his favorite book instead of reading from it. He practiced every day, and when the day came, he not only read but also shared his thoughts passionately. To his surprise, his classmates were engaged and applauded him. From that day on, he realized he had something valuable to offer, and his confidence blossomed. The lesson? Confidence can grow when you step out of your comfort zone and share your voice. Resilience, bouncing back stronger. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's about maintaining your focus and determination, even when faced with setbacks. Lesson 51. Cultivate a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can develop your abilities through hard work and perseverance. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, and view failures as temporary setbacks rather than permanent obstacles. Resilience is built through practice. The more you face challenges and learn from them, the stronger you become. Funny story. There's a story about a group of kids trying to build a tree house. After several failed attempts, they decided to sit down and discuss what went wrong. Instead of giving up, they collaborated, learned from their mistakes, and designed a stronger tree house that ended up being the envy of the neighborhood. Their teamwork and resilience turned a frustrating experience into a memorable adventure. The lesson? Facing challenges together can lead to creative solutions and stronger bonds. Positivity, the ripple effect. A positive attitude can transform your life and the lives of those around you. By cultivating positivity, you can create a ripple effect that influences your environment and relationships. Lesson 52. Spread positivity. Small acts of kindness, a smile, or a word of encouragement can brighten someone's day. When you practice positivity, you not only enhance your own well-being, but also inspire others to do the same. Engage in positive conversations, surround yourself with uplifting influences, and find joy in the little things. Positivity is contagious. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who started a compliment jar at school. Every week, students would write kind notes about each other and place them in the jar. At the end of the week, they'd read the compliments aloud, creating a wave of positivity and boosting everyone's spirits. The school became known for its supportive atmosphere, all thanks to one girl's idea. The lesson? Positivity can create a thriving community and uplift everyone involved. Networking, building connections. Networking is not just about making contacts, it's about building meaningful relationships that can help you throughout your life and career. Lesson 53. Cultivate authentic relationships. Networking is most effective when it's genuine. Instead of viewing it as a transactional process, focus on building authentic connections with others. Attend events, join clubs, or participate in community activities where you can meet new people and share your interests. Follow up with the individuals you meet, whether through a simple message or by inviting them for coffee. Building strong relationships can open doors to new opportunities, collaborations, and friendships. Amusing story. There's a story about a shy student who was nervous about attending a big school event. To ease his anxiety, he decided to bring his favorite board game along. When he arrived, he spotted a group of kids looking bored. He approached them and suggested a game. Before he knew it, they were laughing and enjoying themselves. Not only did he make new friends that night, but he also learned that networking can happen anywhere, even over a game. The lesson? Be open to connections in unexpected places and always be yourself. Health, your greatest asset. Your health is the foundation for achieving success. Taking care of your physical and mental well-being is crucial for maintaining energy and focus. Lesson 54. Prioritize wellness. Make a commitment to your health by incorporating exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep into your routine. Physical activity not only keeps your body fit but also boosts your mood and enhances cognitive function. Don't underestimate the power of mental health. Practice mindfulness or relaxation techniques to manage stress and maintain a positive outlook. Funny story. There's a story about a student who loved playing video games but often neglected his health. One day, his friends challenged him to a no-gaming week. Instead of sitting around, he decided to start biking to school. By the end of the week, he had so much fun biking with friends that he forgot about his gaming obsession. He ended up healthier and happier, discovering a new passion along the way. The lesson? Sometimes stepping away from your routine can lead to healthier habits and new interests. Passion. Fuel your fire. Finding and pursuing your passion can lead to a more fulfilling and enjoyable life. When you do what you love, work feels less like a chore and more like an adventure. Lesson 55. Explore your interests. Take the time to discover what truly excites you. Try out different activities, hobbies, or subjects until you find something that ignites your passion. Once you identify your passion, seek ways to integrate it into your daily life. Whether through a career, volunteer work, or personal projects, pursuing what you love can provide motivation and joy. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who was always curious about cooking. He started by experimenting with simple recipes from his grandmother. One day, he entered a school cooking competition just for fun. To his surprise, he won first place. Encouraged by his success, he began taking cooking classes and even started a small catering business for events. The lesson? Exploring your interests can lead to unexpected opportunities and a fulfilling path. Vision. See the bigger picture. Having a clear vision of what you want to achieve can guide your decisions and keep you motivated. Lesson 56. Create a vision board. A vision board is a visual representation of your goals and dreams. Gather images, quotes, and words that resonate with your aspirations, and arrange them on a board where you can see them daily. This practice helps reinforce your goals and keeps your focus sharp. Regularly revisit and update your vision board as your goals evolve. A clear vision provides direction and encourages you to take actionable steps toward achieving your dreams. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who wanted to become an artist but felt overwhelmed by her dreams. One day, she decided to create a vision board filled with artwork, colors, and inspirational quotes. Each day, she would add something new, and soon, her room transformed into a gallery of possibilities. Her friends were inspired by her creativity and joined in, leading to a collective art project that showcased their talents. The lesson? A clear vision can inspire not only you but those around you to pursue their dreams. Adaptability. Embrace change. Change is a constant in life, and the ability to adapt is a valuable skill that can help you navigate challenges and seize new opportunities. Lesson 57. Stay flexible. Being adaptable means being open to new ideas and willing to adjust your plans when necessary. Embrace change as an opportunity for growth rather than a setback. When faced with unexpected circumstances, assess the situation and brainstorm alternative solutions. A flexible mindset can help you turn obstacles into stepping stones on your journey. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who planned a big outdoor birthday party but woke up to rain on the day of the event. Instead of feeling defeated, he quickly transformed his living room into a mini party zone, complete with games, snacks, and decorations. His friends loved the unexpected indoor adventure, and it became a memorable day for everyone. The lesson? Sometimes the best memories come from unexpected changes, so embrace them with an open mind. Empathy. Understand others. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Cultivating empathy can enhance your relationships and foster a supportive community around you. Lesson 58. Practice active listening. To be empathetic, practice active listening. When someone speaks, give them your full attention and try to understand their perspective. Ask questions to show your interest and validate their feelings. By building empathy, you create a safe space for others to express themselves, and this can strengthen your connections with friends, family, and colleagues. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who noticed her friend was feeling down. Instead of offering typical advice, she invited her friend for a walk and simply listened. As they walked, her friend opened up about her struggles. By the end of the day, they both felt lighter, and the bond between them grew stronger. The lesson? Sometimes, just being there for someone and listening can make all the difference. Integrity, stand by your values. Integrity means being honest and having strong moral principles. Maintaining integrity in your actions and decisions can earn you respect and trust. Lesson 59. Be true to yourself. Make decisions that align with your values, even when it's difficult. Your integrity shapes your character and influences how others perceive you. When you stand by your principles, you create a solid foundation for your relationships and interactions. People are more likely to trust and respect you when they see you acting with integrity. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who found a wallet on the playground. Instead of keeping the money, he turned it into the lost and found, knowing it belonged to someone else. A few days later, the owner thanked him and rewarded him with a gift card to his favorite store. The boy realized that doing the right thing not only felt good, but also brought unexpected rewards. The lesson? Integrity can lead to positive outcomes, even when no one is watching. Teamwork, the power of collaboration. Collaboration can lead to greater achievements than individual efforts alone. Learning to work well with others is essential in both school and professional environments. Lesson 60. Embrace teamwork. Working with others allows you to pool resources, skills, and ideas, leading to innovative solutions and better results. Foster a collaborative spirit by respecting diverse opinions and encouraging open communication. When everyone feels valued and heard, teamwork can thrive, making the process enjoyable and effective. Funny story. There's a story about a group of friends who decided to form a band. At first, they struggled to agree on a song. Instead of giving up, they decided to each suggest their favorite songs and then mash them up into a unique creation. The result was a hilarious mix of genres that became a hit at school events. They discovered that collaboration could lead to unexpected and fun outcomes. The lesson? Working together can create something greater than what you could achieve alone. Time management, make every moment count. Time is one of your most valuable resources, and learning to manage it effectively can significantly enhance your productivity and reduce stress. Lesson 61. Prioritize your tasks. Create a to-do list to organize your day. Start by identifying your most important tasks and tackle them first. This helps ensure that you're focusing on what matters most and not getting bogged down by less critical activities. Using techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break, can also help keep your mind fresh and focused. Amusing story. There's a story about a student who always procrastinated. One day, she decided to set a timer and dedicate just 10 minutes to studying. To her surprise, she got so into it that she continued for an hour. From that day on, she made it a habit to set short study bursts. This simple change helped her ace her exams while keeping her stress levels low. The lesson? Sometimes breaking tasks into smaller chunks can lead to greater focus and efficiency. Optimism, the bright side of life. A positive outlook can have a profound impact on your mental and emotional well-being. Embracing optimism allows you to navigate challenges with resilience and hope. Lesson 62. Focus on solutions. When faced with difficulties, train yourself to look for solutions instead of dwelling on problems. Ask yourself, what can I do to improve this situation? Surround yourself with positive influences and engage in activities that uplift your spirit. Maintaining a hopeful mindset can help you overcome obstacles and inspire others to do the same. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who lost his favorite baseball cap during a game. While he was initially devastated, his teammates encouraged him to stay positive. Instead of moping, he decided to organize a fun scavenger hunt to find it. Not only did he end up having a blast with his friends, but they also discovered new spots in the park while searching. The cap was never found, but they created unforgettable memories together. The lesson? Finding joy in challenging situations can turn disappointment into opportunity. Responsibility, own your actions. Taking responsibility for your actions is a vital part of personal growth. It builds trust and respect among your peers and helps you learn from your experiences. Lesson 63. Acknowledge your role. When things go wrong, instead of blaming others or making excuses, own up to your part in the situation. Reflect on what you could have done differently, and use those insights to improve in the future. Responsibility fosters accountability and encourages a growth mindset, leading to more thoughtful decision-making. Amusing story. There's a story about a group project where one student didn't contribute as much as the others. Instead of pointing fingers, the group decided to have a candid discussion. The student admitted they had been overwhelmed with other commitments and promised to step up in the next project. By taking responsibility, they turned a frustrating situation into an opportunity for growth and collaboration. The lesson? Owning your actions creates a foundation of trust and allows for improvement. Kindness, small acts, big impact. Practicing kindness can create a positive ripple effect in your community. Even the smallest acts of kindness can brighten someone's day and foster a sense of connection. Lesson 64. Spread kindness. Make it a habit to perform random acts of kindness, whether it's complimenting a classmate, helping someone with their homework, or simply holding the door for someone. These small gestures can create a more positive environment around you. Encourage others to join in, creating a culture of kindness that can inspire everyone to lift each other up. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who decided to pay for the coffee of the person behind him in line. It was a small act, but it started a chain reaction. The person behind him paid for the next person, and so on. By the end of the day, the coffee shop staff were amazed at how many people participated in the Pay It Forward challenge. Everyone left with a smile. The lesson? Kindness can be contagious and transform a mundane moment into something special. Perseverance, keep going. Perseverance is the ability to keep going despite challenges or setbacks. It's an essential quality for achieving long-term goals. Lesson 65. Never give up. When you face obstacles, remember that persistence is key. Break your larger goals into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate your progress along the way. Even when things get tough, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Having a strong sense of purpose can help you push through difficult times. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who tried out for the school play but didn't get the role she wanted. Instead of giving up, she asked the director for feedback and worked hard to improve her acting skills. The next year, she auditioned again and landed a lead role. Her determination not only paid off but also inspired her friends to pursue their passions without fear of failure. The lesson? Perseverance can turn setbacks into stepping stones for success. Creativity and problem solving, think differently. Creativity isn't just for artists, it's a valuable skill for problem solving in all areas of life. Lesson 66. Approach problems with an open mind. When faced with challenges, brainstorm multiple solutions rather than sticking to conventional methods. Encourage brainstorming sessions with friends or classmates where no idea is too outlandish. Sometimes the most creative solutions come from thinking outside the box and collaborating with others. Funny story. There's a story about a science class that was tasked with building a bridge out of spaghetti. The students were initially stumped, but one creative kid suggested they use marshmallows as connectors. They worked together to build the sturdiest and most innovative bridge, earning high praise from their teacher. The lesson? Embracing creativity can lead to unexpected and effective solutions, no matter the challenge. Gratitude. Appreciate the little things. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good emotion, it's a powerful practice that can shift your mindset and improve your overall well-being. Lesson 67. Practice daily gratitude. Take a few moments each day to reflect on what you're thankful for, whether it's a supportive friend, a beautiful sunset, or simply a delicious meal. Writing down your thoughts can make this practice even more effective. By focusing on the positive aspects of your life, you can cultivate a more optimistic outlook and enhance your mental health. Amusing story. There's a story about a family that decided to create a gratitude jar, where everyone would add notes about things they were thankful for. One day, they discovered a note that read, "I'm thankful for the time Dad tried to bake cookies but accidentally used salt instead of sugar." The whole family burst into laughter, remembering the funny moment. The lesson? Gratitude can bring joy and laughter, even when reflecting on mishaps. Goal setting, aim high. Setting clear goals is essential for personal and professional growth. Goals give you direction and help you stay focused on what you want to achieve. Lesson 68. Set smart goals. Make your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Smart. This framework helps clarify what you want and provides a roadmap for achieving it. Regularly review and adjust your goals as needed. Progress may require tweaking your approach, and that's okay. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who wanted to run a marathon. At first, he struggled to run even a mile. Instead of getting discouraged, he set a series of small goals, running half a mile, then a mile, and so on. With each achievement, his confidence grew. When race day finally arrived, he not only completed the marathon, but also inspired his friends to join him. The lesson? Setting achievable goals can lead to big accomplishments and inspire others along the way. Financial literacy, understanding money matters. Financial literacy is essential for making informed decisions about your money. Understanding how to manage finances can set you on a path to financial independence. Lesson 69. Budget wisely. Start by tracking your income and expenses. Create a simple budget that allows you to see where your money goes. Prioritize saving for emergencies and future goals. Even small amounts add up over time. Consider learning about saving, investing, and spending wisely. The earlier you start, the more you can grow your financial knowledge and security. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who received an allowance for chores around the house. Instead of spending it all on snacks, he decided to save half of it each week. After a few months, he had enough to buy his dream video game. His friends were impressed by his dedication to saving, and he even inspired them to start budgeting their allowances. The lesson? Smart money management can lead to exciting rewards. Public speaking, find your voice. Public speaking is a vital skill that can enhance your confidence and communication abilities. Whether you're giving a presentation in class or speaking at an event, knowing how to convey your ideas effectively is essential. Lesson 70. Practice makes perfect. Start small by speaking in front of friends or family. Gradually increase your audience size and challenge yourself with more complex topics. Remember to maintain eye contact, use body language, and engage your audience. The more you practice, the more comfortable and confident you will become. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who was terrified of speaking in front of the class. Her first speech was filled with stumbles and nervous laughter. However, her classmates cheered her on, and she realized they were rooting for her. Determined to improve, she joined the school debate team. Over time, she transformed into a confident speaker, and her story inspired others to face their fears. The lesson? Facing your fears can lead to growth and inspire those around you. Lifelong learning. Embrace curiosity. Learning doesn't stop after school, it's a lifelong journey. Embracing curiosity and seeking knowledge can enrich your life and open new doors. Lesson 71. Stay curious. Make it a habit to explore new topics, hobbies, or skills. Attend workshops, read books, watch educational videos, or take online courses. Learning keeps your mind sharp and helps you adapt to changes in the world around you. Plus, you never know what interests you might discover along the way. Amusing story. There's a story about a man who decided to take up painting as a hobby in his later years. At first, he struggled to create recognizable shapes. But instead of getting discouraged, he embraced the process and painted what he saw in his imagination. His quirky and colorful artwork became popular among his friends and family, and he even held a small exhibition. The lesson? It's never too late to learn something new and pursue your passions. Resilience, bounce back stronger. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks and challenges. It's a crucial quality that can help you navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Lesson 72. Build your resilience. When faced with adversity, take a moment to acknowledge your feelings. Then, focus on finding solutions and moving forward. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who uplift you during tough times. Developing a growth mindset can help you view challenges as opportunities for learning and growth. Funny story. There's a story about a young athlete who dreamed of becoming a champion runner. After several disappointing races, she felt like giving up. However, she sought advice from her coach, who encouraged her to learn from her mistakes and keep training. With determination and practice, she eventually qualified for the regional championships and won. Her journey inspired her teammates to stay resilient and strive for their goals. The lesson? Bouncing back from setbacks can lead to greater achievements and inspire others along the way. Mentorship, learn from others. Having a mentor can provide valuable guidance and insights based on their experiences. Mentorship can help you navigate challenges and accelerate your growth. Lesson 73. Seek out mentors. Look for individuals you admire and respect, whether in your personal life, school, or career. Approach them with genuine curiosity about their experiences and ask for their advice. A mentor can offer perspective, encouragement, and resources that can help you on your journey. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who admired a local artist. He gathered the courage to approach the artist and ask for advice. To his surprise, the artist invited him to watch a live painting session. The boy was thrilled to learn new techniques and even got to try painting alongside the artist. This experience ignited his passion for art, and he continued to seek mentorship from other creatives. The lesson? Finding a mentor can open doors to new opportunities and inspire you to pursue your passions. Self-discipline, stay committed. Self-discipline is crucial for achieving your goals. It helps you stay focused and committed, even when faced with distractions or temptations. Lesson 74. Create healthy routines. Develop daily routines that support your goals, whether it's setting aside time for studying, exercising, or pursuing hobbies. Stay accountable by tracking your progress and celebrating small wins along the way. Building self-discipline takes time, so be patient with yourself. Funny story. There's a story about a teenager who loved playing video games but found it hard to finish homework. To tackle this, he set a rule: no gaming until his homework was complete. At first, it was tough, but he found that finishing his assignments early gave him more time to enjoy gaming without guilt. His friends noticed and started adopting similar habits, creating a fun and productive study group. The lesson? Establishing self-discipline can lead to better time management and more enjoyment. Networking skills, connect and collaborate. Networking isn't just about making contacts, it's about building lasting relationships that can benefit you throughout your life. Lesson 75. Enhance your networking skills. Practice introducing yourself confidently, maintaining eye contact, and showing genuine interest in others. Attend workshops, join clubs, or volunteer to meet new people and expand your network. Building a diverse network can lead to unexpected opportunities and collaborations in the future. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who was nervous about attending a school networking event. To break the ice, she wore a funny hat and started conversations by asking people about their favorite hats. Her playful approach made everyone laugh, and soon she was surrounded by new friends. By the end of the event, she had made connections that turned into study buddies and project partners. The lesson? A little humor and authenticity can help you connect with others and make networking enjoyable. Critical thinking, analyze and decide. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information and make informed decisions. Developing this skill can enhance your problem-solving abilities. Lesson 76. Question and reflect. When faced with a decision or problem, take time to gather information and weigh your options. Ask yourself questions like, what are the pros and cons? Or, what would I advise a friend to do in this situation? Being open-minded and considering multiple perspectives can lead to better decision-making. Funny story. There's a story about a student who was faced with two equally enticing summer camps, one for sports and the other for science. Instead of rushing into a decision, she sat down and made a list of what she hoped to gain from each experience. After weighing her options, she realized she could split her summer between the two camps, allowing her to explore both interests. The lesson? Critical thinking can help you make balanced decisions that align with your goals and interests. Compassion, understanding, and supporting others. Compassion is the ability to empathize with others and respond to their needs. Practicing compassion can foster a supportive environment and strengthen relationships. Lesson 77. Show compassion. Look for opportunities to lend a helping hand or offer support to those in need. Whether it's a friend going through a tough time or a stranger who could use a smile, small acts of compassion can make a significant difference. Encouraging a culture of compassion in your community can create a more positive and inclusive environment. Amusing story. There's a story about a group of kids who noticed a classmate sitting alone at lunch. Instead of ignoring him, they decided to invite him to join their table. They learned he loved soccer and invited him to play during recess. Before long, he became part of their friend group, and they all enjoyed their time together. The lesson? Compassion can create connections and build a sense of community. Health and wellness, your foundation for success. Your physical and mental health are crucial for achieving your goals and maintaining overall well-being. Prioritizing health can improve your focus, energy, and resilience. Lesson 78. Establish healthy habits. Incorporate regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and sufficient sleep into your routine. Even small changes, like taking short walks or choosing water over soda, can significantly impact your health. Make time for relaxation and stress management, whether through mindfulness, hobbies, or simply spending time with loved ones. A healthy mind and body lay the foundation for success. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who decided to make healthy changes in her life. She started small, swapping out chips for fruit during snack time. At first, her friends teased her, but soon they noticed her energy levels skyrocketing. They became curious and began joining her for healthier snacks. Eventually, they turned lunchtime into a fun fruit party, complete with fruit-themed games. The lesson? Small changes can lead to big transformations, and you can inspire others along the way. The art of negotiation. Getting what you want. Negotiation isn't just for business, it's a skill you can use in everyday situations. Knowing how to negotiate effectively can help you achieve better outcomes in various areas of your life. Lesson 79. Prepare and practice. When entering a negotiation, think about what you want and what the other person might want. Prepare your points and be ready to listen to their needs. Practicing negotiation in low-stakes situations, like deciding what movie to watch with friends, can help you build confidence for more significant discussions in the future. Funny story. There's a story about two siblings who couldn't agree on what to watch on movie night. Instead of arguing, they decided to negotiate. They each wrote down their top 3 choices and compared lists. They found that one movie was on both lists. They agreed to watch that movie and save the others for future nights. The lesson? Negotiation can lead to win-win situations, even in the smallest of conflicts. Collaboration. Strength in unity. Working together with others can lead to greater creativity and problem-solving. Collaboration allows you to pool ideas and resources, making it easier to tackle challenges. Lesson 80. Embrace teamwork. In group projects or activities, recognize the strengths and talents of your teammates. Delegate tasks based on individual skills and encourage open communication. Celebrate each other's contributions and be open to feedback. Collaboration not only enhances the final result but also fosters a sense of community. Amusing story. There's a story about a group of students assigned a project on the solar system. Instead of dividing the work and doing it separately, they decided to hold brainstorming sessions. Each student brought their unique ideas, and together they created a stunning presentation that included a model of the solar system made from recycled materials. Their teacher was so impressed that she showcased it at the school science fair. The lesson? Collaborating can lead to incredible outcomes that you couldn't achieve alone. The power of intuition. Trust your gut. Intuition is that little voice inside you that can guide your decisions. Learning to trust your instincts can enhance your decision-making and help you navigate uncertain situations. Lesson 81. Listen to your instincts. When faced with a decision, take a moment to reflect and check in with your gut feelings. Sometimes your intuition can provide insights that your logical mind may overlook. Practice mindfulness to strengthen your connection with your intuition. The more you tune in, the more confident you will become in trusting your instincts. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who was unsure whether to join the basketball team. His friends were all excited about it, but he had a nagging feeling it wasn't the right fit for him. After some thought, he decided to join the school's art club instead. To his surprise, he discovered a passion for painting and eventually became the club president. The lesson? Trusting your intuition can lead you to the path that truly resonates with you. The value of empathy. Walk in others' shoes. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Practicing empathy can strengthen your relationships and create a more compassionate community. Lesson 82. Practice active listening. When someone shares their thoughts or feelings, listen attentively without interrupting. Show that you care by asking questions and validating their emotions. Putting yourself in someone else's shoes can help you respond with kindness and understanding, making a positive impact on their day. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who noticed a classmate sitting alone during recess. Instead of ignoring her, she approached and asked if she wanted to play. The girl opened up about feeling nervous in new situations. They spent the afternoon playing games together, and soon the shy girl became part of their friend group. The lesson? A little empathy can go a long way in helping others feel included and valued. Creativity. Think outside the box. Creativity is not just for artists, it's a valuable skill that can help you solve problems and innovate in various areas of life. Lesson 83. Nurture your creative side. Engage in activities that allow you to express your creativity, whether it's drawing, writing, or brainstorming new ideas. Set aside time for creative exploration without judgment. Surround yourself with other creative minds who inspire you. Sometimes collaboration can spark fresh ideas and lead to exciting innovations. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who struggled with math homework. One day, he decided to turn it into a game by creating a math scavenger hunt around his house. He invited his siblings to join in, and they had a blast solving problems together while racing against the clock. This new approach not only helped him understand the material better, but also made math fun for everyone involved. The lesson? Creativity can transform challenges into enjoyable experiences. Flexibility. Adapt to change. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and being flexible can help you navigate these changes more effectively. Lesson 84. Embrace change. When plans don't go as expected, approach the situation with an open mind. Consider alternative solutions and be willing to adjust your course. Practicing flexibility can reduce stress and lead to new opportunities you may not have considered before. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who planned a birthday party at the park, but it rained on the big day. Instead of being upset, she quickly pivoted and invited her friends over for an indoor party instead. They played games, baked cupcakes, and even had a movie marathon. The impromptu celebration turned out to be one of the best parties ever. The lesson? Flexibility can turn a disappointing situation into an unforgettable experience. Gratitude for growth. Celebrate your journey. Recognizing and appreciating your growth can foster a positive mindset and motivate you to continue striving for improvement. Lesson 85. Reflect on your progress. Take time to acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small. Reflecting on your journey can boost your confidence and remind you of your capabilities. Sharing your progress with friends or family can also help reinforce a culture of support and encouragement. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who kept a journal of his goals and dreams. At the end of the year, he decided to read through it and was amazed by how much he had accomplished. He had learned to ride a bike, tried out for a school play, and even made new friends. Inspired, he shared his reflections with his family, and they all celebrated his growth together with a fun family outing. The lesson? Acknowledging your progress can fuel motivation and inspire those around you. Time management. Make every minute count. Time is a precious resource, and managing it effectively can lead to greater productivity and reduced stress. Learning to prioritize tasks and allocate your time wisely can make a significant difference in your daily life. Lesson 86. Plan your day. Start each day by outlining your tasks. Use a planner or a simple to-do list to organize what you need to accomplish. Break larger tasks into smaller steps to make them more manageable. Prioritize tasks based on deadlines and importance. Setting aside dedicated time for studying, relaxing, and pursuing hobbies can help you maintain balance. Funny story. There's a story about a high school student who struggled with procrastination. After a late night of cramming for an exam, she realized she needed a better approach. She created a colorful schedule with time blocks for studying, relaxing, and socializing. To make it fun, she added stickers for completed tasks. Soon, her grades improved, and she had more time for her friends. The lesson? Good time management can lead to better results and more enjoyable experiences. The value of optimism. See the bright side. Having an optimistic outlook can improve your overall well-being and resilience. Optimism helps you tackle challenges with a positive mindset and encourages you to persevere in difficult situations. Lesson 87. Focus on the positive. When facing obstacles, train yourself to look for the silver lining. Ask yourself what you can learn from the experience and how you can grow. Surround yourself with positive influences and practice gratitude daily. Recognizing the good in your life can shift your perspective and boost your mood. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who always seemed to see the bright side of every situation. One day, his soccer team lost a match, and instead of being upset, he organized a fun team picnic to celebrate their effort. The team laughed, shared stories, and bonded over their love for the game. This optimistic approach not only lifted their spirits but also strengthened their camaraderie for the next match. The lesson? Optimism can turn setbacks into opportunities for connection and growth. Setting goals chart your course. Setting clear goals gives you direction and motivation. Goals help you measure your progress and keep you focused on what you want to achieve. Lesson 88. Define SMART goals. Use the SMART criteria: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, when setting your goals. Break down larger goals into smaller, actionable steps to keep you on track. Regularly review your goals and adjust them as necessary. Celebrate your achievements along the way to maintain motivation. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who dreamed of becoming a published author. She set a goal to write 1 chapter a month. To stay accountable, she joined a writing group. After a year, she not only completed her book but also gained valuable feedback from her peers. Eventually, she published her first novel, which became a local favorite. The lesson? Setting specific goals and working towards them can turn your dreams into reality. Innovation. Think differently. Innovation is about finding new and creative ways to solve problems. Embracing innovation can help you stand out and make a positive impact in your life and community. Lesson 89. Cultivate creative thinking. Encourage brainstorming sessions where no idea is too wild. Embrace a mindset of curiosity and exploration, asking what if, and how can we make this better? Collaboration with diverse perspectives can spark innovative solutions that you might not have considered on your own. Amusing story. There's a story about a science club that wanted to create a project for the school fair. Instead of sticking to traditional experiments, they decided to think outside the box. They invented a robotic plant that watered itself based on soil moisture. Their quirky creation not only won first place, but also inspired other students to explore innovative solutions for everyday problems. The lesson? Embracing innovation can lead to exciting discoveries and achievements. The power of self-reflection. Know yourself. Self-reflection is the process of looking inward and examining your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Regular self-reflection can lead to greater self-awareness and personal growth. Lesson 90. Take time to reflect. Set aside moments for quiet reflection, whether through journaling, meditation, or simply pondering your day. Consider what went well, what challenges you faced, and how you can improve. Being honest with yourself can help you identify areas for growth and reinforce positive behaviors. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who kept a journal to reflect on her daily experiences. One day, she wrote about her struggles with a class project. After reading her own thoughts, she realized she was being too hard on herself. Instead of giving up, she brainstormed new ideas and sought help from her friends. By the end of the week, her project was a hit. The lesson? Self-reflection can help you gain clarity and turn challenges into opportunities. The importance of integrity. Be true to yourself. Integrity is about being honest and having strong moral principles. Upholding integrity builds trust and respect, both with yourself and others. Lesson 91. Stand by your values. Be true to your principles, even when faced with challenges. Speak up when you see wrongdoing, and choose honesty in your actions and decisions. Maintaining integrity fosters positive relationships and creates an environment of trust and respect. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who found a wallet on the ground at school. Instead of keeping it, he decided to turn it in to the lost and found. A few days later, the wallet's owner came to thank him and offered a reward. The boy refused the reward, saying he just wanted to do the right thing. His honesty inspired others at school to follow his example, creating a culture of integrity. The lesson? Standing by your values can have a ripple effect, encouraging others to do the same. Curiosity. Never stop learning. Curiosity is the desire to learn and understand more about the world around you. Cultivating curiosity can enrich your life and lead to new discoveries. Lesson 92. Ask questions. Foster a habit of asking questions. When you encounter something new, dig deeper and explore its intricacies. Read widely, try new activities, and engage with different perspectives. Curiosity can open doors to new experiences and ideas. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who was curious about how his favorite video game was made. Instead of just playing it, he researched game development and found an online class. To his surprise, he loved coding. He eventually created his own simple game, which his friends adored. His curiosity not only helped him learn a new skill, but also sparked a new passion. The lesson? Curiosity can lead you to unexpected and exciting paths in life. Emotional intelligence. Understand your feelings. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and manage your emotions and understand the emotions of others. Developing emotional intelligence can enhance your relationships and decision-making skills. Lesson 93. Cultivate self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotions and how they affect your behavior. Recognizing your feelings can help you respond more thoughtfully to situations. Practice empathy by considering others' feelings and perspectives. Developing emotional intelligence can lead to healthier relationships and better communication. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who realized she often reacted angrily when things didn't go her way. After reflecting on her emotions, she decided to practice mindfulness. The next time she felt frustrated, she took a deep breath and asked herself why she felt that way. This approach helped her respond calmly and find solutions instead of lashing out. Her friends noticed the positive change and started practicing mindfulness too. The lesson? Developing emotional intelligence can lead to more harmonious relationships and personal growth. Accountability. Own your actions. Accountability is about taking responsibility for your actions and decisions. Being accountable helps you learn from mistakes and build trust with others. Lesson 94. Own your choices. When you make a mistake, acknowledge it and take steps to correct it. Avoid making excuses and instead, focus on what you can learn from the experience. Being accountable not only fosters personal growth but also strengthens your relationships with others. Funny story. There's a story about a boy who accidentally broke a vase at home. Instead of hiding it, he decided to tell his parents what happened. They appreciated his honesty and worked together to clean up the mess. His parents shared a lesson about taking responsibility, and the boy learned that being accountable can lead to understanding and support rather than punishment. The lesson? Owning your actions fosters trust and leads to growth. Adaptability. Go with the flow. Adaptability is the ability to adjust to new situations and challenges. In a constantly changing world, being adaptable can help you thrive and make the most of unexpected circumstances. Lesson 95. Embrace change. Instead of resisting change, welcome it as an opportunity for growth. Flexibility in your plans can lead to new experiences that you might not have considered. Practice stepping out of your comfort zone regularly. The more you adapt to new situations, the more confident you will become in handling future changes. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who planned a picnic with her friends at the park, but it started pouring rain. Instead of being disappointed, they decided to have an indoor picnic in her living room. They spread out blankets, made sandwiches, and even set up a scavenger hunt. What was supposed to be a picnic in the sun turned into an unforgettable adventure indoors. The lesson? Being adaptable can turn challenges into fun and memorable experiences. The power of mentorship. Learn from others. Mentorship is about seeking guidance from those with more experience. Finding a mentor can provide valuable insights and help you navigate your path more effectively. Lesson 96. Seek guidance. Identify people in your life who inspire you or have expertise in areas you want to explore. Don't hesitate to ask for their advice or insights. Mentorship can take many forms, from formal relationships to informal chats. Be open to learning from others and sharing your own experiences in return. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who was passionate about photography but didn't know where to start. He reached out to a local photographer and asked if he could shadow him for a day. The photographer agreed and shared tips, techniques, and even some funny stories about his own journey. Inspired, the boy went home and started practicing. With time and guidance, he developed his skills and even showcased his work in a local gallery. The lesson? A mentor can open doors to new possibilities and help you grow. Effective communication. Express yourself. Communication is essential for building relationships and sharing ideas. Developing strong communication skills can enhance your interactions and ensure your message is heard. Lesson 97. Be clear and concise. When expressing your thoughts or ideas, strive for clarity. Organize your thoughts before speaking or writing to convey your message effectively. Practice active listening. Paying attention to others when they speak can improve your understanding and strengthen your relationships. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who was excited to present her science project to the class. Nervous, she rushed through her speech, and her classmates had trouble following along. Afterward, her teacher suggested she practice by explaining it to her younger sibling first. She took the advice, and after simplifying her explanation, her sibling loved it. The next time she presented, she took her time, and the class was engaged. The lesson? Clear communication can make your ideas resonate with others. Resilience, bounce back stronger. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks and keep moving forward. Cultivating resilience can help you navigate life's challenges and emerge stronger. Lesson 98. Embrace setbacks. When faced with obstacles, remind yourself that setbacks are a part of growth. Reflect on what you can learn from each experience and how it can help you in the future. Develop coping strategies, whether through mindfulness, exercise, or talking to someone you trust. Resilience builds over time, and every challenge you overcome strengthens your ability to handle future difficulties. Amusing story. There's a story about a boy who tried out for the school play but didn't get the part he wanted. Initially heartbroken, he decided to attend rehearsals anyway and support his friends. As he watched the performances, he realized he loved the creativity behind the scenes. Inspired, he ended up taking on a role as a stage manager and discovered a passion for theater production. The lesson? Resilience can lead to unexpected opportunities and new passions. The value of kindness, make the world better. Kindness is about treating others with compassion and respect. Practicing kindness can create a positive environment and strengthen your relationships. Lesson 99. Spread kindness. Look for opportunities to be kind to others, whether through a compliment, a helping hand, or simply a smile. Small acts of kindness can brighten someone's day and create a ripple effect. Encouraging kindness in your community fosters a sense of belonging and support, making the world a better place for everyone. Funny story. There's a story about a girl who noticed her friend seemed down. Instead of ignoring it, she decided to do something nice. She baked cookies and surprised her friend with a just because gift. Her friend was so touched that she decided to pay it forward by writing heartfelt notes to everyone in their class. Soon, a kindness chain reaction spread through the school. The lesson? A little kindness can create waves of positivity and inspire others to do the same. Courage, stand up for what you believe. Courage is about standing up for your beliefs and values, even when it's difficult. Cultivating courage can empower you to take action and make a difference. Lesson 100. Speak up. When you see injustice or feel compelled to share your thoughts, don't be afraid to speak up. Your voice matters, and standing up for what you believe in can inspire others. Courage comes in many forms, whether it's addressing bullying, advocating for change, or simply sharing your ideas in a group. Amusing story. There's a story about a girl who witnessed a classmate being teased at school. Instead of staying silent, she bravely stood up and told her classmates that it wasn't right. Her courage inspired others to join in and support the classmate, turning a hurtful situation into a moment of solidarity. The school community became more aware of the importance of kindness and respect. The lesson? Courage can create a powerful impact and inspire others to take a stand. Summary of key lessons. Adaptability, embrace change as an opportunity for growth. Flexibility allows you to turn challenges into exciting adventures. The power of mentorship, seek guidance from those who inspire you. Learning from others can open new doors and provide valuable insights. Effective communication, practice clear and concise expression. Active listening enhances understanding and strengthens relationships. Resilience, embrace setbacks as part of your journey. Every challenge you overcome builds your ability to face future difficulties. Kindness, spread positivity through small acts of kindness. A little compassion can create a ripple effect, making the world a better place. Courage, stand up for what you believe in. Your voice matters and can inspire others to take action. Responsibility, Own your actions and their impact. Making responsible choices fosters trust and builds character. Gratitude. Cultivate appreciation for the good in your life. Practicing gratitude enriches your experience and strengthens connections. Financial literacy. Understand and manage your money. Smart financial decisions empower you to reach your goals. Teamwork. Collaborate effectively with others. Valuing each member's contributions can lead to greater achievements. Self-care. Prioritize your well-being. Taking time for yourself helps you recharge and boosts overall happiness. Persistence. Keep going despite obstacles. Persistence often leads to success and personal growth. Vision. Dream big and create a vision for your future. A clear vision guides your actions and inspires you to take meaningful steps. Open-mindedness. Be willing to learn and consider new perspectives. Open-mindedness fosters empathy and enriches your understanding. Creativity. Embrace self-expression and think outside the box. Nurturing your creativity can enhance problem-solving skills and bring joy. Networking. Build meaningful connections. Engaging with others can provide support and open doors to new opportunities. Conclusion. Armed with these valuable lessons, you have the tools to navigate life's challenges and pursue your dreams. Remember, every step you take toward personal growth and self-improvement matters, no matter how small it may seem. Each lesson learned is a building block toward a brighter future. As you embark on this journey, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. Embrace change, seek mentorship, and communicate openly. Cultivate resilience and practice kindness, and watch how these actions ripple out into your life and the lives of those around you. Let your dreams guide you, and never underestimate the power of persistence. Celebrate your successes and learn from setbacks. Remember, every great achievement starts with a vision. So go ahead, dream big, take action, and implement these strategies in your life. Your journey of growth and self-discovery is just beginning, and the possibilities are endless. Now is the time to put these lessons into practice and make your dreams a reality. You have the potential to create a life filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Go out there and shine. Thank you for completing another Brev Read video. Like and subscribe to see more our videos. If you have a particular book that you would like us to summarize, please share it in the comments section.